Hello everybody, Jordan here, and today we've got another video for you guys, and what we have now, I'm trying to stop saying today every 5 seconds. What we have today is a McDonnell Douglas DC-9-32. Now, before this video begins, we have a few announcements to make. First of all, considering the name change to Jviation, comment down below if you think that's a good idea. I don't know, I might keep it, might not. Another thing I want to point out is we have less liveries than usual. The DC-9 had a frick ton of liveries. I don't want to be sitting here for 30 minutes, nor do I want to spend the time editing for that, so we have a few less liveries, but yeah, this is covering the 32 series, and that's it, so we'll do another video on another version of the DC-9, as there are way too many versions of it, so just live with it. Anyway, so what we have here is the DC-9. Now, it's basically the exact same thing as the MD-80 and 7.1, except it's older, has a, actually, now that I'm saying the differences, it's not the same thing, but it kind of is the same thing, but it's not, so yeah. But anyway, it has a different stabilizer, it has much smaller engines. I think these are, I want to say the JT-8Ds, but I doubt it, I'm not fact-checking that. It's a smaller fuselage, and it has a much older flight deck system, but it is was a very popular airliner back in its heyday. So yeah, here's the base aircraft made by Rowan, because he just shrunk our all he did was shrink our MD-80 and just modify it, problem solved, but yeah. Now here's the DC-9-32, and as you can see from the nose, it's like the exact same thing as all the other ones. It has eyebrow windows up here, airfoil extensions, door, blah 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 blah. Here's the DC-9 wing, which is considerably different than the other Mad Dog family. It has the very small skinny engines right here, and a slightly different empennage and vertical stabilizer than the other and newer Mad Dog jets. Quick tour on the interior though. Here's our little galley, business class, little divider, and then just economy. Here is an aft lavatory, well, aft lavatory is here, and then a rear exit. So yeah. On the flight deck of the aircraft, as you can see, not much, but yeah, so it's kind of small and cramped, but again, not much. But yeah. Now, if we continue on, back here, as you can see, here's the aft exit, flap shack fairings, landing gear, wing, overwing exit, and yeah, we're done. Now let's start doing the liveries. Our first livery right here is Swiss Air, and they were a very big operator. Okay, no one cares. Our first livery right here is Swiss Air, and they were a very big and influential operator of the Mad Dog family. They were like I wouldn't say the backbone, but they were very influential. I think they took the first MD, well at the time it was called the DC-9 Super 80, it's now known as the MD-80. So yeah, here is the livery, looks nice. It says, oh excuse me, oh Swiss Air right there, and it has the very iconic Swiss stabilizer. On the interior, as you can see, I don't have a lot of reference pictures for these, since a lot of them have been long gone, so I think this is kind of the closest I can get to. It's probably wrong, but meh. Alright, our next livery right here is Delta Airline. This was back when Delta actually liked Boeing. So, right here. Yeah, it's Delta. It has a gray underbelly, which was bare metal, wing box coloring, and then the Delta Airlines widget stabilizer right there. It also has the Delta Triangle from its time period right there as well. On the interior, as you can see, a small business class and then just economy with curtains dividing that. So yeah, this aircraft flew in Delta's fleet for a very long time. The DC-9 was retired, oh, not that long ago for Delta, a couple years, but they really hung on to these planes. Of course, they retired the Dash 50, but not this version, but you get the idea. Our next livery right here is ValueJet. Yeah, ValueJet, and as you can see, we have Tran behind it. I will get to that in a minute. But a ValueJet DC-9, because at the time, ValueJet was the low-cost carrier. It was basically the Spirit Airlines of its time. But yeah, its reputation was absolutely destroyed by that incident, as if it wasn't bad already. And that's why Tran kind of became a thing. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But yeah, wonderful livery. I do like the livery a lot, though. A ValueJet DC-9. I'm not necessarily sure who made a lot of these liveries. I'm assuming Rowan and his gang and groupies made them, but yeah. As you can see, all economy on board this. Oh, I just broke the door. See, all economy on board this aircraft because, like I said, it's a low-cost carrier. So, yeah, I doubt they had business. Not doubt, they did not have business. So, yeah, ValueJet. But aside from that one crash, yeah. Pretty cool. Our next livery is Tran, and Tran in a nutshell is ValueJet because after the merger, after the incident, their reputation plummeted, and they had ordered the McDonnell Douglas MD-95 or 717, and I believe they merged with this Tran group. Now, Tran was not big at all, but in order to kind of rebuild a new reputation, they kept the Tran name and everything, and basically, it's ValueJet under Tran. ValueJet died. ValueJet was gone, and Tran basically took over, and they just kept ValueJet's planes and everything. And Tran was a pretty big success until Southwest came to the picture. Other than that, yeah. Tran Airways. They used to fly the DC-9s that were from ValueJet, and their older livery. These used to be very frequent at Atlanta back in the day. On the interior of the aircraft, as you can see, we have same cockpit. Why do we keep going with the cockpit? It's the same thing. Small business class. Ooh. And regular economy back here. So yeah. Our next livery right here is Continental, because they operated the MD-80. I really wish United still did that. So yeah, and it's basically, you know, a Continental DC-9, and they operated a few of them like this in this livery. It's really cool though. So yeah, this was used for mostly inner-city flights, which was what the DC-9's purpose was, especially around the Texas area. So yeah, small business class and economy right there. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So yeah, a Continental DC-9, very cool. Our next livery is an older Continental livery for the DC-9, and as you know, that's the newer one. This is the older one, and this one is pretty fly, if you ask me. One of my more favorite liveries from the United team. And as you see, alternating colors for the interior. Don't mind the color contrast. I know it hurts your eyes, but yeah. Business class, wall frame, and then regular economy back here. So overall, pretty fly, pretty nifty back in its heyday. Our next livery is PSA, the Pacific Southwest Airlines, which was in business for some time before it went out of business, but yeah, just like over half of these airlines. Okay, so yeah, very nice, very nice. Has the smile right there that was very iconic for Pacific Southwest Airlines and everything else. Here on the interior, as you can see, small business and then regular economy, and it has the same different coloring because, you know, this was the 70s and 80s. They really like to mix and match colors. Our next to last livery is Air Canada, and a fun fact, one of these things had like a problem in the lavatory. It got really hot and smoke, and it landed and caught on fire. And that, kids, is why you don't smoke on planes. Well, it's not legal to smoke on planes anymore, and that you have lights leading to emergency exits. So thanks, I guess, but yeah. Anyway, besides that, Air Canada DC-9, this was kind of a little bit of a workhorse aircraft for Air Canada. Great aircraft in their, oh dear. Great aircraft in their fleet, great service, and even though it is unfortunate that people perished in this incident, it was nice, not nice at all, but it was beneficial to the aviation community because we added a lot of new safety features because of it, so RIP. Yeah. And our last livery right here is the KLM DC-9, Royal Dutch Airlines. So yeah, KLM was a very big McDonnell Douglas operator back in the day, and this is in their older livery, so as you can see, KLM. Right there, it just says KLM right here. And on the interior, I believe it would have been all economy, since their 7.3s are mostly in all economy with blue seats, so I'm assuming it was the same thing back then. So, yeah. Anyway, that is pretty much all we have for today. If you'd like to learn how to build this plane, well, if you'd like to learn how to build the 717, which is like the same thing, not the same thing, but it's close enough to the same thing, I uploaded a tutorial on Christmas, so feel free to check that out. Link will be in the description, and everything else. As you see, we have a lot of DC-9s, a lot. Like, we have too many, to be honest. Like, here's another DC-9 line, and there's another DC-9 line over here, and everything. We have too many DC-9s, so I will very likely make another video on this, so yeah. And just as another pointer, this might be the last video I kind of do in this traditional format. Don't worry, everything's going to be fine. It's just I'm going to try to add a lot better editing and better things to videos and content and everything else. And don't forget, let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on changing the name to Jviation? Just kind of want to get you guys' opinions before I do something stupid. So yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Smack that like button for more Minecraft madness, and check out all my other videos, and subscribe for cool stuff like this. Anyway, I'm Jordan. Thanks for watching.